Dear students, good afternoon everyone. My name is Sheikh Rahman. I am from Civil Department working as Assistant Professor in Angrog Engineering College. So today in this section we have to be discussing about knowing about the solid waste management course related one of the beautiful topic, important topic, industrial waste management. Nothing but entire topic represented by the hazardous waste. So industrial in particular point of we have to discussing about knowing about the industrial waste management. So nothing but of the every industry after manufacturing process must ensure discharged by different kind of waste, maybe in a solid formation or maybe a gaseous formation or maybe liquid formations. Every industry must ensure after manufacturing process discharged by the waste, maybe in the waste of any solid waste, that waste should be having by the any hazardous or maybe toxic elements will be presented. Maybe those toxic elements are nothing but example point of mercury, lead or heavy metals, rubidium and strontium. So these kind of any heavy metals or maybe toxic elements will be present. Those are potentially impact harm to the environment, harm to the human health. Then we are considered as a hazardous waste. Maximum most of all any industrial waste should be treated as a hazardous waste. So those hazardous waste or maybe industrial waste, how we are managed, let me know detailedly one by one. Okay, we move for the main content now. So here, so industrial waste management, hazardous waste industrial waste management involves the safe handling, treatment and disposal dangerous or harmful industrial byproducts. I already told you dangerous and harmful, negative harm, potential impact, harm to the environment, harm to the human health. So particularly here, particularly nothing but of hazardous waste management involve the safe handling must ensure. Industries hazardous waste nothing but of the industrial waste, similar related to the industrial waste. Those industrial waste should be discharged. What have to be discharged by the industrial waste? That will be safely handling and also treatment should be required. Then after disposal, without treatment we have to directly dispose of the any industrial waste or maybe hazardous waste. That should be creating, that should be impact of negative impact at the same time of potentially impact and also harmful to the harmful for environment at the same time of it is harmful industrial byproducts also should be required a proper treatment and they have to disposing process. So this includes collection, recycling, disposal of hazards, that is to minimize environmental and health risks. Already I given the information about the hazardous waste industrial waste point of the main process may be the handling or treatment or disposal process or maybe collection process, the hazardous waste collection process with help of containers or maybe recycling, maybe in that waste having any little bit changes. Those changes will be helpful for reutilizing for the day-to-day human life point of again utilizing for that product, that thing, that particular point of we have to be recycling or reusing process or disposal of the safe disposing process on landfill. So these are everything will be which purpose? Nothing but to minimize environmental and health risks point of health effects point of. Effective management is crucial to prevent pollution and protect public health. So when we are properly maintained by the safe handling or treatment or maybe collection or recycling and final disposing process, everything will we have to be doing effectively or managing monitoring strictly, then automatically we have to prevent pollution and increase it or enhanced by the human health of lifetime also be increased or enhanced with help of this role. We are monitoring strictly. Effective management is one of the causes for one of the reason for the prevention by the different kind of pollution, maybe water pollution or maybe air pollution or maybe soil pollution, at the same time of increased or enhanced by the public health conditions. Okay, next one. So definition point of hazardous waste is any discharge material that causes a substantial injury to the human health or environment due to its properties like toxicity, corrosivity, and ignitability or reactivity. Already told you nothing but of the which waste should be having with the toxic materials or maybe heavy metals or maybe corrosivity nature and also ignitability nature or reactive nature will be there. That kind of waste we are called hazardous waste. So it should be potential impact, negative impact of the climatic conditions or climate or environment at the same time of human health also be affected. Then we are treated. Then we are considered it is a hazardous waste. Regulations point, different kind of regulations will be for each and every country. This is a main problem for the minimizing by the monitoring by the industrial waste. That particular point of different kind of regulations, different kind of acts will be implemented by each and every country. And what are they? We have to learn now. Learn now and discussing now. So nothing but the numerous regulations such as hazardous waste management rule 1989, amendment 2000, 2003, 2008. Essential hazardous waste management act rule will be there in 1989, but that will be changes. Amendment will be the changes will be 2000 and re-again amendment in 2003 and re-again amendment in 2008. So in India, government generation and handling the disposal of the government, the generation and handling and disposal of the hazardous waste. These rules assign responsibilities to various authorities like the Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Changes and State Pollution Control Boards. So SPCBS, nothing but of different kind of boards, different kind of authorities will be take the initiation and responsibilities to has to be implemented successfully and monitoring successfully and apply those acts successfully without any negligence, without any delay point of. So generally we are implemented 1989. That will be 4 times amended will be happen 2000, 2003, 2008. But in this particular point of recent 2016 Waste Management Act will be there. Indian Waste Management Act will be there. 2016 also new implementation will be happening. But particular, I'm sorry, I'm not to mention here. But 2016 recently implemented or updated act also be available. So particularly here, those some of who are the others will be involved here. Nothing but of the Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change and the State Pollution Control Board also be involved to strictly monitor this kind of all kind of process, maybe treatment point of, recycling point of, collection point of, disposing waste, other waste point of. They have to be must essentially given some rules and regulations. Otherwise, which industry not follow this all kind of treatment, maybe CETP common effluent treatment plants not able to maintain, the government authority will be seized or maybe seal that industry also. Okay, so must should maintain some greenery percentage also because of air pollution controlling point of without treatment of any solid waste or without treatment of any liquid waste, we can't able to permit to discharge on land resources or maybe water resources. It is mandatory, must should. Okay, and next one. So waste minimization. Then we know first of all what is the waste and what is industrial waste and what is industrial waste management point we know, and what kind of acts will be implemented we know. But now we are discussing about the waste minimize, how we are control, how we are minimize the waste. The goal, the primary goal, the main goal is waste minimization. Not only our India, entire world have to thinking about how to reduce solid waste, how to minimize solid waste. Maybe as a domestic point of, or maybe industrial point of, biomedical sector, or maybe agricultural sector, or maybe electrical electronics point of, so construction and demolition point of. So whatever it may be, the main aim, main goal is to how to reduce, how to minimize the waste. The goal of waste minimize to reduce both quantity and the toxicity. Should be reducing of the quantity, and also harmful nature of the toxicity will be reducing. So hazardous waste produce at the sources. Nothing but of the sources means hazardous waste from the sources are everywhere. Every source of the waste generation, maybe agriculture process, fertilizer point having some hazardness. So the same chemical industries and drug industries having, particularly pharmaceutical industry having by the expired medicines or overdose of the medicines having some hazardness. At the same time of construction point of they have using different kind of paints and solutions that are also having some hazardous nature. So maybe agriculture point, electrical things point of those are rust formation, corrosion formations also, flammable conditions also having hazardous nature. So each and every source of waste should be having from some little bit contribution of the hazardousness. Okay, so first of all, source prevention and reduction. First of all, what are the sources will be available for the generation and producing of the waste? Otherwise, should be prevention, should be reduction. So then reuse must should apply by the 3R rule. Nothing but reuse, recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle. The waste should be reduced and recycle and reuse. This when we are following R cube, triple of when we following, then we are able to minimize the waste. And next one, treatment. What we are producing waste should be treated. Maybe one of the machinery having small difficulties has to be, maybe treatment point of repairing point of have to be repaired, then reuse again, not to buying new one, not to be throwing outside. So then automatically the waste should be minimized. Maybe industrial waste point of here, after the manufacturing process, industry discharging waste, before the discharging or throwing waste or the discharging waste outside should be treated with help of the trickling filters or with help of the sludge tanks, with help of sedimentation process, with help of flocculations or maybe sedimentation, with help of the screening process. So we should be treated. Then we have to be sending outside. So finally we have to safe dispose with help of the landfills. What is the landfill? Nothing but of the what we are produced waste that will be stored with help of dumping of the waste in the subsurface structure. With help of civil engineer or maybe experienced persons should be designed that landfill structure. It is designed for to collect, store of the waste in subsurface formation that we are called landfill. With help of landfill we should be disposed by that waste. First of all, source or prevention and reduction, and next one triple R formation, reduce or reuse or maybe recycle, and next one treatment, proper treatment should be given. Then finally we should be disposal. Most preferred environmental option and least preferred environmental option. So based on that, when we are applying these all things step by step, we should successfully waste minimization process successfully completed. Okay, next one. So here prepared by the transport and disposal. So nothing but the treatment methods include physical, chemical, biological. Yes, we are agree. So different kind of treatment process will be there: physical treatment, chemical treatment, biological treatment. So such as neutralization and oxidation, reduction and incineration, disposal methods or range from the secure landfills to the other engineering containment systems. So physical point of, with help of maybe human resources or mechanical resources, we should be separated of the waste, and screening process will be applicable, and sedimentation process will be applicable. So then a chemical process point of, we should apply different type of chemicals. For neutralization point of, fluctuations point of, oxidation point of, we should apply some different type of chemicals to reduce the negative impact on that one. Biological point of, with help of aerobic anaerobic organs, we should be treated by the industrial waste. Okay, so then disposal methods are range from the secure landfill. Disposal methods are, then after treatment, that entire waste should be disposed and secure help of landfills. Already I told you, standard landfills are maybe bioreactive landfills nowadays most utilized for the to safe disposing of the any industrial waste. Okay. that landfills are mostly prevent for the all kind of contaminants and also all kind of structures not able to affect. So first of all, here we should be treated in nothing but sludge tanks, nothing but of the aerobic lagoons also. The industry has to discharge in water before the entire treatment will happen, then it will be discharged here. Or otherwise mechanical point we should be separated, we should be skinny process also be applicable, physical point of also be okay. This also then have to be transferred for the disposal purpose. So next, represented by the transportation, hazardous waste is typically transported by the road with specific regulations and standard for the containers and vehicles. So okay, successfully we are able to treat it. The treated wastewater, the treated solid waste not able to transport, not able to only dispose, not able to own transportation. It is specifically some regulations and all the weights of tons and also specific regulations, standard maintained containers only can able to transfer that industrial waste or industrial hazardous waste only. So the hazardous waste typically transported by the road with specific regulations and standards for containers on vehicles has to be utilized. Maybe that waste having shortest distance we are using for road, maybe longest distance we use by the train, otherwise there is too much of the other international disposal point we are using by the flight, but generally we are using by the road transportation. We are preferred with road transportation because of maybe state to state political problems will be happen, otherwise maybe national international problems will be happen, industrial waste disposal point of. So such kind of problems avoiding purpose we should be preferred with the road transportation only. Okay, next one example, industrial hazardous waste include the toxic chemicals, solvents, heavy metals, pesticides, and the pharmaceutical waste. I already told you something of these industrial hazardous waste, including for example toxic chemicals or the any biomedical waste point of biomedical source point of, solvents and heavy metals from the industries, maybe pharmaceutical industries or maybe mining industries also, pesticides and pharmaceutical waste also, pesticides and fertilizers also be one of the example for the industrial hazardous waste. Importance: proper management of the hazardous waste is essential to prevent the contamination of the water and soil and air and to protect the human health and environment. Why this much of importance given this particularly? Because of these all things will be creating three types of pollution, maybe a soil pollution or maybe air pollution or maybe groundwater pollution. So maybe without water, without soil, without air, a human being cannot able to survive in society on the earth also. So that particular point of those are all kind of environmental problems prevention point of human health prevention, human health protection purpose, we should able to doing this, we are able to monitoring this all kind of treatment process, collection process, disposal process, otherwise it impacts more. Okay, and next one, and then finally we are ready for conclude this section. So my dear students, if having any doubts, please text me as possible as soon as I will give a good clarity information, good information for you, and as well as my knowledge I will be clarify your doubts. Okay, thank you very much.